We are going to try and fit a number of things into the next few minutes. First, I'm going to share a short homily with you, hopefully. And next, I'm going to introduce to you our CCM exec team, the ministers of our Catholic campus ministry, including the musicians. And then, we're going to do a little census card, a little student information card, which is on the side of your pews. We'll ask you to pass them down. Okay? That's what we're going to try and do in the next few minutes. One of my confreres sent me an email the other day, and attached to it was a fairy tale. Now, what made me think it was a fairy tale? Anybody? I have a Dove dark chocolate egg here for the one who guessed that. How did I know it was a fairy tale?
Because it was unrealistic.
That's true. That's true. Hang on, Hannah. Come on, girl. It started with once upon a time. Don't you always know a fairy tale like that?
I was thinking deeper than that.
You were very profound. And for that,
Yeah, Hannah.
because you were so very profound,
Oh, thank you.
here we go. Once upon a time, there were two brothers. Their father had a large farm, and when he became too old to work, he called his sons to him. Quote, "I am too old to work anymore," he said. "I will divide my farm in half and give each of you one half. I know that you will always work together and will be good friends." When the brothers first started farming on their adjoining farms, they were the best of friends and would share everything together. Then, one day, there was an argument between the two brothers, and they stopped speaking to each other. For many years, not a word was spoken between them. One day, one of the brothers was at his house when a carpenter came to his door and said, "I would like to do some work. Do you have any work that I can do?" The brother thought for a moment and then replied, "I would like you to build a fence on my property. Build it down near the stream there that separates my farm from my brother's. I don't want to see my brother anymore, and I would like for you to build a high fence there, please. I'm going to town, and I'll be back in the evening." When he came back that evening, he was shocked to see that the carpenter had not followed his instructions. Instead of building a high fence there by the stream, he built a bridge over the stream. The man walked down to take a look at the bridge, and as he did, his brother walked toward him from the other side. His brother said, "After all the terrible things I've done to you over the years, I can't believe that you would build a bridge and welcome me back." He reached out to his brother and gave him a big hug. Our readings tonight, my sisters and brothers, are about love. Not the pitter-patter, my heart love. Not the Cupid and the arrow love. Not the prancing and dancing kind of love. It's the tough kind of love. St. Paul in the second reading says very strongly, "Owe nothing to anyone except love for each other," quoting the second part of the great commandment that Jesus gave us, love God above all else, and second, love your neighbor as yourself, because he says love fulfills the law, fulfills the commandment, the greatest thing. But you know, besides the pitter-patter, Cupid and arrow, and this kind of love, there is a difficult love. A love that makes us confront someone for doing something that might be harmful or detrimental to them. A number of years ago, there was a commercial on television about a man who worked in some office And he discovered that every time his boss came around to talk to him, the boss had bad breath. He didn't know how to confront the man, and yet he had a thought. He said, I'll bring some mouthwash in, and I'll rehearse my speech so that when my boss comes around, I'll be ready and I'll confront him. And the man was a wreck, because this is tough to do. And as he held the Listerine bottle up, and his boss came to him and started talking, the boss noticed the bottle and said, oh, you use that too? I just discovered it for myself. It's so fantastic. The guy did not have to confront. For us, sometimes we do. Because we do know people who might drink too much. And for us, it's easiest to take the path of least resistance and say, it's not my part. I'm not my brother's keeper. It's not my part to say anything. But these readings say, yes, it is your part to say something. Because maybe when that person ended up in a wreck or in jail or some bad thing happened, you would say to yourself, I knew it all along, that guy was heading down the wrong path. But you see, the challenge of love would be for you to say something when you saw it happening. Parents do it to children all the time, hopefully without nagging. They exercise tough love. Spouses do it to one another, hopefully often enough, and not be nagging. Brothers, sisters, siblings, boyfriends, girlfriends, roommates, sweetmates, you are challenged to exercise tough love when it's easier to take the path of least resistance and not do anything. If we are to be true disciples of Jesus Christ, it's not just the nice love we have to have, it's the tough love. Because then we truly fulfill the law. Then truly we are those loving disciples who are willing to go on a limb, willing to give our lives, so to speak, and take a risk for one another. It's happened to you, I know. Next time you're confronted with a situation, please don't take the path of least resistance. At this time, I would like to invite up our student executives. They're